Rishkith's Arkham Horror review, take 3. The first one ended horribly when I knocked over the camera. The second one ended abruptly when I ran out of memory. The memory card's now empty, and I'm going to be more careful about the camera. So, here we go. Arkham Horror, one of my favorite games, and also loved by my wife. It is set in H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, has a lot of horror theme elements, but despite that, is a very friendly, cooperative game. You don't play against anyone, you play against basically the card deck and events that happen, which works pretty well. And so you all try to work together to defeat the Great Old One, a horrible monster from another dimension that is trying to break into our world and means doom for everyone. So besides being a cooperative game, one of the other first things you should know about this game is that it has a lot of pieces. If you don't like keeping track of various things, if you are really against a long setup time, this is not for you. This is just one box I have of extra pieces. I own the game and 3 expansions. There are 6 expansions out there for this game, I think, currently. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And there's another one on the way. I'll show you the cards in a moment. This is the main box for Arkham Horror. Right now, for whatever reason, we're just using it for a little bit of extras, keeping most of our parts in the Dunwich Horror expansion box. There are box expansions, which include an additional map to play with, and there are just card expansions, which, by the way, if you're looking for your first expansion, I recommend a card expansion. So let's get in here and have a peek at the rest. Here we go. All the cards for the game. Investigator figures, gate tokens, lots of monsters, lots of cards, both friendly and very mean. And the way the game opposes you is with a mythos deck. At the end of every turn, you turn over 1 card, and it does mean things to you. This one is Lynch Mob. That's the headline. A gate opens at a location. Monsters spill forth from another world. And this is color-coded to tell you what monsters move and where. That's how bad things happen. Let me show you the map here. The game is set in Arkham, Massachusetts, one of the most common settings for H.P. Lovecraft's works. It is a fictional town. Do not go looking for Arkham, Massachusetts on the Massachusetts state map. You will not find it. Investigators start in a location. Red ones are unstable where the gate may open. And you go through your turn, you go to a location, you have an encounter. Gates will open. The easiest and best way to win the game is to close all the gates or enough of the gates, which is accomplished by first going through the gate into one of these other worlds, surviving a couple of encounters there, and coming back out. And then you can attempt to seal the gate. You lose when there are too many gates open on the board, or the Great Old One's doom track fills up, or through various other things. Actually, you don't technically lose. This is one of the fun things of the game, is that when those things happen, the Great Old One awakens. Then you have a very final, last climactic battle. At this point, usually you die horribly and lose. But sometimes, if you're prepared, you can defeat the Great Old One and still manage to win the game. It's a lot of fun when you pull it off. You may have to plan at the beginning with your friends if that's the victory condition you're going for or not, because you will need to be ready. So the game takes a long time to set up, takes a while to play, but it's a lot of fun to play with friends. You're all working together, you're sharing the common goal. The game takes a lot of twists and turns with every flip of a card. Both encounters in the town, which some are bad, some are good. If you endure them, they'll generally strengthen your character. And you overcome challenges together. After a while, we got to beating the base game pretty easily, so we went for an expansion. First one I tried was the Dark Pharaoh. A lot of fun, very Egyptian flavored. Kind of gives you, in some ways, that Indiana Jones archaeological setting with horrible ancient artifacts and mummy curses and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Then we got Dunwich Horror, which is a little map expansion. There's a little town of Dunwich, which you can get to by train, because there's a train station in Arkham. Way off over here. And you can take the train to Dunwich or other locations if you have another map expansion. And it's your spooky little village town, kind of Children of the Corn. Things go wrong here. But you know, that's part of the expansion. And each expansion also introduces new game mechanics. Dunwich introduces Injury and Madness cards, for instance. So when monsters come through from other worlds seeking to kill you or make you go insane, rather than losing a lot of stuff, which can be a significant setback, you can take an Injury or Madness card, which is a different kind of major setback. But it's a lot of fun. I recommend, if you play the base game, after a while, be ready to get one of the card expansions. It'll add a lot more location encounters, which you'll need and make it more interesting. It also ups the challenge level. Another thing about the expansions is that basically I think all of them so far up the challenge level from the base game. But more interestingly, when you combine them, and particularly the way you combine them, ups the challenge level even further. The Dark Pharaoh makes the other worlds more dangerous. Adds some rumor cards. Not so much locations. Adds some powerful items. The Dunwich Horror can make you spread out more. Suddenly you have the town of Dunwich, which you need to watch out for. Because a very powerful monster, not as powerful as a great old one, but rather powerful, can awaken there if you let the monsters there get out of control. Mixing them together, you've got more rare encounters. One of the things about the Dark Pharaoh is, while it has some nasty stuff that happens, it gives you items that kind of counter those things. However, when you mix it in with another expansion, your odds of getting those items to counter it go down. So those horrible things that happen with certain cards become more difficult to get around. We've been playing this with 3 expansions mixed in, and it is too difficult, so I'm taking out the Dark Pharaoh, simply because it's the oldest of the expansions I have, and playing with the others some more to make sure that we can beat the game again. Right now I'm working on the expansions Dunwich Horror and the Black Goat of the Woods. So there we go. It's very highly rated. You're looking for a cooperative game where there's not going to be any loser at the end of 4 hours of gameplay. This is an excellent game. You do not have to be a fan of horror or H.P. Lovecraft to enjoy this game. Most of the people I play with don't know who H.P. Lovecraft is and are not horror fans, and absolutely love this game. On the other hand, if you are an H.P. Lovecraft fan, you will still enjoy this game. So, either way, if you fit in one of those categories, this is a great game for you, and you should find someone who has it and give it a try, and soon you will be racing to the store to buy it. Pretty much guaranteed. So, what are you waiting for? Stop watching and go try it. Get some friends. Have some fun. Have a good evening. Thanks, everyone. Later. Bye.